In this video, I'm going to share with you the 8 questions that you can ask estate agents to get them bringing the very best property deals direct to you. So my name's Simon Zutshi. I'm the author of Property Magic, the Amazon #1 property bestseller. We've sold over 100,000 copies over the last 12 years. I've been investing in property myself for 25 years, and I'm the founder of the Property Investors Network. It's got 50 network meetings all over the country. And I've helped thousands of people just like you to become successful investors. Now, there are lots of ways of finding great deals. The obvious one that most people think about is, well, I'm going to go and speak to estate agents because they've got lots of property for sale, which is very true. Unfortunately, estate agents sometimes have a bit of a dim view of property investors because most investors don't know what they're doing. They go and say things like, oh, can I have all your BMV deals from your motivated sellers? I want to do some PLOs. And the agents think, what the hell are you talking about? And just take their card and file it under B for bin. So you need to know how to approach estate agents and what to say to them. And instead of asking them for, I want all the discounted properties, there are certain questions you can ask that get them thinking about the circumstances where maybe the seller might be motivated. A motivated seller is what we're looking for because they might be flexible on the price and or the terms of the sale. So let's start talking about these 8 questions you can use. The very first question you might want to ask an agent is, do you have any empty properties? Now, why empty properties? Well, look, an empty property is not good for the property owner because if it's empty, it could get broken into, it could get vandalized, it could get infestation, they've still got to pay the council tax on it, the standing charges for utility bills, they've got to insure it, and they've got no income coming in. They might have a mortgage they're paying on it. So an empty property is not good. There are 4 basic reasons why a property might be empty. The first one is, well, maybe it's a deceased estate. Maybe someone has unfortunately passed away and they've given it to some of their kids who've inherited it. It's the other side of the country. The kids don't want it, they just want to sell it. Now you can spot these properties. Often they look pretty neat and tidy, but they're just a bit tired. They're often very dated. They might have a kitchen unit from the 70s and a bathroom from the 80s and they just don't look great. They need modernizing. And it's a great opportunity because it's a property where you can add value to the property. Modernizing kitchens and bathrooms is a great thing to do to really lift the value of a property. So that's the first reason the property might be empty. The next reason a property might be empty is maybe it's a repossessed property. Now, often investors are looking for repossessed properties. They ask agents for repossessed properties, but agents sometimes don't like sharing that. So asking, do you have any empty properties? They might well be repossessed. And the way you can spot those is when you look at them, often they're boarded up, they've got grills on the windows and the doors. When you go in, they've got the black and yellow tape around the cooker and the sanitary unit saying do not use, and often they're in a bit of a state. Normally the person who's been repossessed, understandably, they're a bit regrettable, they damaged the property on the way out. So that's how you can spot repossessed properties. The third reason why a property might be empty is maybe it's an ex-rental property. It's a landlord who owned the property, they were renting it out for whatever reasons, they don't want it anymore. It's got no tenants in it. It might have a few odd sticks of furniture that generally don't match. It looks a bit of wear and tear, and that's how you can spot an investment property that was owned by a landlord. And the fourth reason why a property might be empty is maybe the owners, they've just gone. They've had to relocate. Very often the property is completely empty. It's in pretty good condition because they're trying to sell it, but it's just empty. And often they might have relocated or they've emigrated. And again, they might have this empty property that might have a mortgage on it that's costing them money, and they want to get rid of that liability. So empty properties will get you thinking about people who maybe really need to sell and get rid of that property. Question number 2 is, do you have any properties that have been on the market a long time? Now you might be thinking, so what is a long time? Well, actually, it really doesn't matter what you think a long time is. It's all about what the agent thinks is a long time. We're looking for properties where the agent's kind of almost given up on this property. It's been on the market for a long time. No one's really interested. And there might be all sorts of reasons why it's been a long time. Maybe the price is too high. Maybe it did sell, but the sale's fallen through. Maybe it's fallen through twice or even 3 times. If it's been on a long time, the owner might be becoming very frustrated. When they first put it on, they weren't really that bothered. They'd sell whenever, but it's been a long time. They want to get a sale done. There might be an opportunity there. And actually, this is a property that the agent's given up on a bit. So actually, if you can help make some commission for them, they're going to be very grateful for that. Question number 3, and by the way, you don't necessarily have to ask all these questions in one go. You'd ask a question. If no properties come up when you ask that question, you move on to the next one. So question number 3 is, do you have any properties where you're not the only agent selling it? I'm sure you've seen this online where you see the same property appear in descriptions from different agents. So it appears many times on Rightmove or Zoopla, or maybe even seeing the property with multiple for sale signs outside the property. Why do you think the seller is listing with multiple agents? It's because they need to sell the property. They want to get rid of this property, and so they've gone to multiple agents to try and sell it quickly. If that's the case, you definitely want to be speaking to one of those agents about the property, because maybe there's an opportunity to help that person and get a great deal for yourself as well. Question number 4 is, do you have any properties that are for sale, but they're also available to rent? You see this occasionally, and what it means is the owner would like to sell the property primarily, but they accept if they can't sell it, they'll be happy to rent it. And very often that's probably because they've got a mortgage on it and they want to cover the cost of the mortgage. Maybe they do want to sell because they don't want the property, but maybe they don't need the money right now. That is perfect for a strategy we call a purchase lease option. It's a more creative strategy where you can control a property, you get cash flow and equity growth from a property you don't even own. What it means is, you don't need a mortgage, you don't need a big deposit, you just need to know how to use this specialist investing tool. That's a great question to find purchase lease options. Question number 5 is, do you have any sellers where the seller keeps on calling you in the office to find out if there's any updates? And actually, they're a bit of a pain and no one in the office wants to speak to them. It's, oh, Mr. Smith's on the phone again. There's someone who wants to speak to him today. The reason Mr. Smith keeps calling, guess what? It's because he needs to sell his property. The agents just see it as a bit of a pain, but actually there's an opportunity there maybe to help this person to get rid of their property. Now, question number 6 is a bit of a sensitive one. And if you ask an agent, you want to ask them face to face this question because you want to watch the reaction on their face. So what you say is, do you have any, how can I put this? Do you have any smelly houses? Now, you might be smiling as well because maybe you've been to or you smelt a smelly house in the past, either for rent or for sale. And sometimes you have these properties and unfortunately the owners have pets that might leave little presents lying around the house and they don't bother to clean them up and the house starts smelling. And the owners don't really know this because they kind of get used to the smell. They get kind of nose blind and it's their environments. They can't smell it anymore. Whereas someone externally coming into the property, it almost hits you like a wall, this stench. And so if you think about it, if people are looking to buy a property and they go and look at this property and it just stinks, they often can't get beyond that smell. And you know it's bad when you get to the property and the agent says, I tell you, just show yourself around, I'll wait out here. What's going on there? The reason is they know it's a really bad house. You know what? The smellier, the better. Because it means that most people won't even want to look round or they won't make offers. And so there's not many offers. That seller's going to wonder, well, what's wrong with my house? Because they don't know it's smelly. And they're going to be open to some more creative offers. Now here's the secret of smelly houses. Once the owner and their pets leave the property, you can pull up the carpets, incinerate them, scrub the floors, put some new carpets down, paint, and suddenly it's an amazing house again, but it's just people couldn't get beyond the smell. So that could be a really, really good deal for you. Question number 7 is, do you have any properties that you just can't sell? Now, this is similar to maybe properties being on for a long time, but maybe that's because the sale keeps on falling through. This is ones they just can't seem to sell. And maybe it's because the price is too high, maybe there's something wrong with it, but they haven't been able to sell. And again, they've almost given up on this. Maybe there might be a deal there because the seller is thinking, why is my property not selling as well? So there's an opportunity for them. And then finally, question number 8 is, do you have any properties that are listed as cash buyers only? Now, why is a property listed as a cash buyer only? Normally it means that the property, you cannot get a mortgage on it, so only people who are literally buying cash can actually buy that property. So why can't you get a mortgage? Well, there are a number of reasons. Maybe it's not inhabitable. So maybe if it doesn't have a bathroom or a kitchen, well, no one can actually live there, thus you can't get a normal mortgage. Maybe there's some structural issues, some subsidence. So the building's kind of moving over and no mortgage company is going to lend on it because there's a risk there. Now, by the way, that can be fixed. Builders can come and fix it, give you guarantees, and once it's been fixed properly, it's then mortgageable. Or maybe it's a property where it's a short lease. If there's less than 70 years, no mortgage company is going to give you a mortgage on a leasehold property with that shorter lease. But again, that can be extended by paying a fee to the freeholder, and thus it's then mortgageable. So if something's a cash purchase, rather than buying it cash, you could maybe go in, agree a cash purchase, but secure it with what's called a purchase option. That gives you the right to buy the property, but not the obligation to. You can then get the problem fixed, make it mortgageable, and then buy. Because it's cash, there aren't as many cash buyers, the cash price is going to be a lower price. So this is a great way to find really good deals by looking for ones that are cash only, not actually buying them cash, but fixing the problem and then buying it, as long as you've secured it with a purchase option. So by asking these 8 questions, you're going to get the agents thinking about what are some of the deals that might be slightly different from the ordinary ones that most investors go for, but means there's less competition and some really good opportunities for you. I do hope these have been useful for you. I'd love you to smash the like button if you like this. Put a comment about what you enjoyed or if you've got any questions. By the way, make sure you subscribe to this channel as well. I put out weekly videos with lots of information. It'd be a shame to miss them. Subscribe, you'll get notified when they come through. This content, by the way, has come from my Property Magic podcast. It's a completely free resource. Every Tuesday, I bring out a new 15 to 20 minute video, completely free, just me, no one else, no adverts. I share content from my Property Magic book, from my Property Mastermind program. There's over 10 hours of content there you can binge on completely free of charge. So go and have a look for the Property Magic podcast on iTunes, on Google Play or Spotify, and subscribe to that as well. And the final thing is, if you're struggling finding deals, these questions were finding deals from estate agents, which is fantastic and it works. But one of my favorite strategies is actually going direct to the seller, finding a seller who's motivated and working with them to find an ethical win-win solution. So if you want some deal sourcing step-by-step training, there's a link below here. You can click on it and come and join me for some online training all about other ways of finding deals. And finding deals is one of the most important things you need to learn to be a successful investor. So have a look, click on that link, come and register, come and join me on that online training. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and as ever, I encourage you to invest with knowledge, invest with skill.